A high-priced racy car rolling down the road in Southwest Florida rarely raises an eyebrow, but there are some cars that make your mouth drop. Everyone can appreciate them, but only a true collector will own one.
Welcome to the Revs Institute. My name is Mark Kessner. I'm a docent here at Revs. Here at the Revs Institute, we have 115 cars. We're a little bit different here than most other car collections in that none of the cars have a velvet rope around them. So you can get as close to the cars as you want. The Automobility Gallery sort of tracks the genesis between organic transportation, we're walking, we're riding our horse, to mechanical transportation. We're riding our bicycle, eventually we're driving cars. And so here we go into the Automobility Gallery. Here's the oldest car in the collection, an 1896 Panhard Elevador. This is called a wagonette, and you've heard the expression horseless carriage. Well, here's a horseless carriage in real life. Around the corner we've got two Duesenbergs, the Duesenberg brothers in Indianapolis, Indiana. Their charge was to make the best car that America has ever seen, and they did that. When you bought a Duesenberg, this is what you got, a bare chassis. You then went to your favorite coach builder and had him put a body and interior on. This is about $6,500 in 1930. A house might have been $1,000 back then. The body and interior was another $6,500. If you were wealthy enough to own a Duesenberg, you probably had a winter body and a summer body for your car. So these cars were for only the wealthiest of the wealthy, heads of state, Hollywood actors, things of that nature. Here we are going into the Porsche gallery. We have Porsche purpose-built race car serial number 01. They made 4 of these cars. 04 is in Stuttgart in Porsche's collection. 03 is in Jerry Seinfeld's collection. 02 is missing in action. Nobody knows where that car is. And you're looking at serial number 01. So this is the first purpose-built Porsche race car, period. Very, very important car in the collection. The other cars in the collection, they're known as Spyders, small displacement, air-cooled engines, very different than anything else that was racing at the time. They were 1.5 liters, and they were regularly beating 3 and 4 liter cars. They became known as the giant killers. They're Spyder configuration, which means they have no top. They're aluminum bodies. These cars, you could go to a Porsche store or a VW store, buy the car, put a license plate on it, drive it home, drive it to the racetrack on Sunday. They were street legal race cars. Here we have a Mercedes 1939 W154 Grand Prix car. They called these cars the Silver Arrows. 3-liter, 12-cylinder, twin superchargers, 400 horsepower, 9 oil pumps. Runs on a toxic chemical combination of methyl alcohol, nitrobenzene, sulfuric ether, and acetone. Lovely stuff. 105 gallons carried in front of the driver and behind the driver. This was a 190-mile-an-hour car, could spin the tires in any gear. They made 14 of these cars, only 2 left that still run. Our car and Mercedes has one of these cars in their collection as well. Very, very important car in the collection. And before we leave this car, let me point out all the safety equipment that is built in for the driver. Absolutely nothing, not even a seatbelt. This is a 1948 Ferrari 166 Spyder Corsa. This is actually the first racing Ferrari to hit the shores of the United States. Briggs Cunningham purchased this car. He saw Luigi Canetti racing this car in Europe. He purchased the car, brought it into the United States, and it's got Enzo Ferrari's DNA deep in this car. It's a very, very early Ferrari, and again, the first racing Ferrari to hit the shores of the United States. Have you heard the expression, a wolf in sheep's clothing? Let's go look at one. Here's a 1938 Alfa Romeo 2900B Berlinetta with a body by Touring. This looks like a luxury car. It's actually a full-blown Grand Prix race car in street car clothing. Here's a photo of our car winning the 1947 Mille Miglia, crossing the finish line. It's a tubular space frame chassis. It's all aluminum body, weighs 2,200 pounds. This car would be equally at home racing on a Sunday afternoon and at the valet stand at the opera on Sunday evening. The most important difference that we have here at the Revs collection is that all the cars in the collection run, and with the exception of 6 or 7 cars, they're all taken out of the building and exercised on a regular basis.